Hello and welcome to Wilderness TV. Today I'm off drift boat fly fishing on the Yakima River with our friend Joe Rota from Red's Fly Shop at the Canyon River Ranch in Washington State. Joe's going to show me how to fly fish for wild rainbow trout on my first ever moving water fly fishing adventure. It's a cracking day. The sun's out and so's the wildlife. Let's just hope those trout are biting.
My name is Joe Rota. I'm fortunate enough to be a professional fly fishing guide at Red's Fly Shop on the Yakima River in Washington State. The Yakima River is considered a big western river, and what that means is you are going to get some big wind, there is big current and fast water. And what really makes this stream unique is in the summertime it actually runs very, very high, and there's a lot of very good fish habitat right along the shore. This is very different than a lot of other western rivers which get very low and warm during the summertime. The Yakima runs with big high flow and stays very cool all summer long. Well, we're going to do some trout fishing. We're going to drift in a drift boat. We're going to float about 12 miles of river. We're going to use dry flies, ones that look like grasshoppers, and stone flies, which is a great big leggy bug. Looks a lot like a grasshopper. We're going to throw those flies right up against the shoreline where the big trout are holding up under the brush, and hopefully we'll swim out and eat our fly today. Well, typically we use a 5-weight rod for almost everything. For fishing, a strike indicator and an NF 6-weight is nice to have. But a fast action 5-weight will do just about anything you want to do. And just to explain what a fast action rod is, for a lot of people who haven't really been explained that term before, it requires a very quick rapid fire casting stroke, which is exactly what we do out of a boat. We take thousands of casts literally in a day. I know that sounds crazy, but we take thousands of shots at the bank, and having a rod that will pick that fly up and throw it back in at a very, very high rate of speed is very important, especially when we're dealing with just a little bit of wind too, which we deal with it oftentimes. But a 9-foot fast action 5-weight would be an excellent choice. All right. Let's go get him, Nikki.
Okay.
I have complete and total confidence in you. Go ahead and stand up and get comfortable. You'll fish standing the whole day. Yeah, go ahead and shoot. We don't want to miss a second. Yeah, that's all right. Just go ahead and lay it in the water. Now give it a little mend. Whoa! Okay, real soft when you mend. The fly shouldn't actually move. Go ahead and cast again here. And what we want to look for, Nikki, are coves. Okay, throw it in a little bit further because there's kind of a cove in there where there's slower water. Good, give it a little man. Excellent. Good, that's fine. Go ahead and bring it back up to the surface. Be very careful, don't lose the fly here. This water's a little fast. But we have a good spot coming up here in a second. We're the first fly of the day to go over this spot. So we just need to look for a little bit slower water down there. Be very careful with the fly. Good, that's good. Our goal is to primarily fish dry flies today. It's the best way to fish, in my opinion. You actually get to see the fish swim up and grab the fly. We're going to primarily use a fly that looks like a grasshopper. Some have foam bodies and they float really well, which is important in these heavy currents. During the middle of the day, we're also going to use some nymphs, or wet flies, under a strike indicator. We have a fabulous stonefly hatch, which is a very large bug. And those nymphs will be active during the day, and the trout will eat those, especially in the whitewater sections. A little bit further. You kind of want to sell the story that your fly just fell in off the bank or crawled in off the bank. There he is, get him. Okay.
A lot quicker.
A lot quicker, and when you set, do it exactly like your back cast. The two motions should be a perfect image of one another.
Yeah.
That's good, we're getting a few grabs. Beautiful morning day. Get out here and do this. Okay, that's a good name for that opening right in there. Right up against the shore. There you go, give it a nice man. There he is, get him, Nikki. Oh, missed him. Okay, give it another man. It's really important you don't cast too much sidearm.
Okay.
Because the fly will curl upstream on you and it would drift poorly. Get from the bank. Give it a little mendage. Good. Mend a little bit again. There he is. Get him, Nikki. Get him. Oh, you got to set in like just like your cast. Get a little bit closer to shore. Get a little bit lengthier on your line. So you've been fishing for 4 months. You're doing good. Give it a nice man. There you go. Good. Especially if you're not having river fish, this is a whole different deal.
You're telling me.
Yeah. Give it a very soft mend again, and add some line to it when you mend.
Add some line.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to give it slack. There's an infinite number of techniques that you use. Mending. There, hit him. Oh, you got to be faster than that. Oh no. You are a true trout conservationist, is what we would call you in the US. You are a trout conservationist. You are very eco-friendly with the trout. looks natural, doesn't it? It's just moving, going with the flow. There he is, get him. Oh, okay, better that time, better. You won't feel the bites. Yeah, it's all visual. Let's go ahead and go a little bit closer to the bank. That's one adjustment that's tough to make on river fishing is just to describe it simply, it's a slackline presentation. And on slackline presentations, it's a visual stimulus that lets you know the fish is biting. In this case, we watch the trout swim up to the fly and eat it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And as soon as he eats it and closes his mouth and really goes back underwater, by that point we've just kind of recognized that it's happening. At that point, we just come up just like a back cast, and that immediately takes the slack out of the line and buries the hook into his lip and puts a smile on Nikki's face. When you're ready, you're casting excellent. Just keep playing it safe. You're not trying to be a hero and get it an inch from the shore. Okay, you did. Good. Okay. Okay, cast again because it's not going to make it in the white water very long. Right along the brush line. Trout are kind of loving it. Yeah. They're loving spitting it out. They're quick. You're doing good. I mean, they just. Yeah. Drop the guy. Yeah, perfect. Get ready. That's got to be a fish. Get him. Oh, he left it there. Go ahead. No. You did great. He actually came up, but he hit the fly as he was coming to it. Yeah. And made contact with the fly, and it actually pushed it out of his mouth. Wow. Little guy there. Okay, head downstream. They're still biting right in here. No, trout really aren't that complicated of a creature. They're going to eat what they see, and today we have these grassy banks behind us in this canyon section, and there are actually a lot of grasshoppers here that we're seeing jump around the bank. And especially with the wind we get, our river is located right between the mountains and the desert, and we do get big wind, and a lot of grasshoppers will wind up in the water. And so we use a fly like this one right here, and you can see the likeness there. And granted, ours is a little bit bigger, but there are lots of different sizes of hoppers. And when those hoppers fall in the water, our fly is going to imitate that hopper that's fallen into the water. And a trout doesn't have to eat a whole lot of those in order to gain a lot of fulfillment out of it. So that's what we're using today is a fly that is oriented much like a grasshopper. And there's also another insect called the stonefly that I'll show you at some point today too, that it also imitates.
So basically we're just imitating its natural food resource.
Absolutely, and that's why we throw our flies right up against the bank. Trout aren't necessarily real selective on the fly that they have, but it's more the behavior. So if we can cast our fly right by the shore where a grasshopper would be very likely to fall in, that's where we're going to have the most success.
And a bit closer.
Yeah, a little bit closer. Just keep working away and making good choices. You get thousands of casts in a day.
Yeah, so that's good for my practice.
Yeah, we always want to use them in the right spots.
Yeah.
See, we get lots of opportunities. We always use them in the little breaks. Even the littlest cove is an advantage. Yep, like that. Just right by that stick. Good. There he is, get him. Keep it tight. Good. It's a nice little trout. Yeah. Gonna play a little bit. Nice job, Nate. Look away. That fish must have been, 6 inches from the shore?
Yeah, it was right under the bank, actually, wasn't it?
That's fun. We got some bigger ones, but
hey.
That's great. It's super rewarding when you get a fly that close to the shore. Well, trout in a big river like this, one thing you want to look for is you're not looking for like holes. There's not going to be one big pool. There's a handful of trout. Just missed one. Almost had him. You're not going to find a hole where there's a bunch of trout. What we're looking for are holding lies. 1 to 3 trout, maybe, just enough space. Sometimes it's smaller than a bathtub. And there will be a little holding lie, or what we like to call a bucket. And within that spot, they're holding in there for a couple of reasons. One is protection, that it needs to offer some safe haven for them. That might be a branch coming over their head, providing shade from a predatory bird. It might be some choppy water that obscures the predator's view. Or it might be just depth. It might be just that spot is deeper than the surroundings, and therefore they can hunker in there and be unseen by predators. The other component of that is they need enough current to help them breathe and push water through their gills, and they need enough current to feed them. So between those 3 things, that's how they choose their place that they're going to live. fight is on, Nicky.
We're going for
Fight
it.
is on.
He is a huge monster.
That is a big, that's a trophy fish on our river. That's
Right.
going to be solid 18-inch type fish, especially in this white water like this. I mean, they fight.
Oh. I don't believe it! You should have seen the size of that one! Oh man. That's got the adrenaline going.
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Especially, I mean, we're in this white water right here. I mean, that's about a 3-pound fish, let's say, but they fight unbelievably well in this fast water. That was great. Okay, let's go ahead and...
They're sort of fueled up fish, that's what it is. It's
like that high on oxygen. The drift boat style fishing that we're doing really appeals to all skill levels. The great thing about it as a beginner is you're not having to hike around in the brush and snag your back cast in a tree behind you. You're not going to get your line tangled around a bunch of sticks at your feet and go through some of the frustrations that you do in fly fishing as a beginner. By getting out in the boat, you get 12 miles of river to cast at. If you miss a cast or you make a mistake, guess what? In a couple seconds, another target's coming up. There's no limit to how many opportunities you get during the day. Inversely, for an advanced angler, this river offers some really unique challenges that you don't see on other rivers, and there really is an exponential reward based on casting skill. The advanced anglers are going to love this too just as much as the beginners. Slide right over. Got it.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, congratulations. It took us a little while, but we got it done. And the first one's always the hardest. After that, they usually start jumping in the boat. So we'll see what happens. But that was pretty neat. In the fast water like that, that's one thing really unique about our river that may be different from where you're from is these big fast currents like this. I mean, I'm a couple feet from the bank and I can hardly stand even just right here. It's very unique. Good, high stick it. Now bring it into a little more current. As you high stick, do it gently. Get that rod up. No, just get the rod up. That's all you gotta do, just like that. Good job. There he is. Oh. The next rock, we need to get right in below this next rock, right in that mixed white water. Okay, go for it. Go further back with your back cast. There you go, high stick. Just up, no mends. Keep high sticking. You got one, set the hook. I watched him eat that. That was cool, you had 2 fish on at once. Wow, that was cool. That was awesome. Yeah, that was incredible. No, Nicky, we do that all the time. We're always hooking 2 at once, right?
Yeah. Nice.
That was really cool. Man, this bait would have it, the small one stayed on. Should have seen the other one.
Is that one of them? Or?
Yeah, on a hot day, I plugged in there, wasn't it? If you're planning an adventure to the Yakima, my #1 piece of advice would be to hire a guide. It is a good boat river, especially from June through August when the flow is very high. This river is managed for irrigation. It comes out of a dam. It's a tailwater. So it really is difficult wade fishing. If you have a do-it-yourself passion and you do want to plan your own adventure, you can bring your own drift boat. You can rent a raft, a fishing raft at Red's Fly Shop here if you don't want to do that. Or if you prefer to fish on foot, I would really recommend coming out in September, October, November, or February, March, or April, and the first half of May. That time of year would be very good for wade fishing. 12 inches. Nice wild trout. Were you going to push me out of the boat, Nicky? Making me reach way out there? As a guide of 12 seasons, I've seen a lot of anglers at different skill levels, and I always give the same advice to everyone, and that's just to practice your casting. Just get out there, take your rod out in the backyard. It's free, you don't have to pay for it, you don't have to buy anything. And you can use the internet, you can research casting lessons and tips and ideas and improve your skills before you actually get to the river. It's like going and playing golf before you've ever even hit a range ball. Go do a little practice, get your game dialed in, and then come out, and it'll help you make the most out of your adventure.
The Yakima River for me has become a very special place, and I know you'll love a fly fishing adventure here on the river. You'll see all sorts of wildlife in a stunning, unspoilt, natural environment. The fishing is epic, and with the help of Joe and Red's Fly Shop, it's an adventure I will never forget. Let's just hope Joe and Red's Fly Shop invite me back for a spot more drift boat fly fishing for awesome wild rainbow trout in the near future.